Now, football really did come home this weekend at the Subbuteo World Cup in Tunbridge Wells. More than 300 players from 26 countries took part in the event, which was held in the town where the tabletop game was invented almost 80 years ago. And how did England do, and which country actually came into first place? Well, let's speak to someone who's been watching the action all weekend, Stewart Grant, the organiser of the Subbuteo World Cup, who joins me now. Stewart, good morning. Just explain to us, first of all, how the World Cup was played out.
Oh, well, you know what? 2 days of heavy gameplay. We had, well, actually 4 days. We had the 2 days of old rules over in the shopping centre, and then we had the main festive event over at the sports centre. We've had the individual event Saturday, the team event on the Sunday, and it all built to a head yesterday where England almost got to the end. I can't build it up any more than that. In the open event, we got to the quarter final. And we nearly made it to the semi-final. Sadly, we say it crossed the line. The referee say it didn't cross the line. It was just that goal, and classic goal line technology wasn't there to say that the ball crossed the line, and we didn't get the goal that we needed. But then over in the veterans category, we was in the semi-final, golden goal, extra time. We put we made it to the final in really dramatic fashion. There's a video going around on social media of it. Referee say it didn't cross the line. It was just that goal, and classic goal line technology wasn't there to say that the ball crossed the line, and we didn't get the goal that we needed. But then over in the veterans category, we was in the semi-final, golden goal, extra time. We put it in. We made it to the final in really dramatic fashion. There's a video going around on social media of it. And then we got to the final, and sadly, we lost to the Italians. And the Italians took home the team event in the Open, the team veterans. They absolutely dominated the weekend, apart from in the individual where the Greece won it.
Okay.
A lovely fella from Greece come in.
Almost like the real thing. What I was surprised about when we came and presented the last hour of this programme from there on Friday in just one venue, I was staggered at the amount of people that were involved.
Yeah, over at the shopping centre was amazing. The amount of people come over to play old rules in a shopping centre was amazing. And bear in mind, that was just 10 tables. Over at the sports centre right now, I'm sitting here now as we're on our tidy down, we had 48 tables going. So you can imagine the scale it was over here, and the amount of people not just playing, but huddled around watching. We've had national newspapers coming to cover this. We've had journalists from all over the world coming. And honestly, it's been amazing. The crowds of people around one Subbuteo table has been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, really was. Remind us who was representing England.
So in the veterans, we had. In fact, I'll name him because it's his goal, his golden goal that got us to the World Cup final. Bob Varney, absolute legend of the game. Him, Justin Finch, Darren Clark, and others in the veterans done a fantastic job. The guys over in the Open, Casper Bennett, Elliot Belafonte, Matt Lambert, again, and others. They'll kill me, the ones I'm not mentioning, but I could run off a massive long list. They all did so well. The under-16s did great. Our youth team, fantastic. They all did so well. Big shout out to our ladies team as well, because they went on all day, played with smiles on their faces. The results might not have been what they wanted all day, but they had smiles. Even at the end of the day, they were dancing away. They had the time of their lives.
Next Subbuteo World Cup, 2 years' time. Just remind us where that event will take place.
We're off to Paris. We're going to get on the train. We're off on the Eurostar. We're going to Paris. Everyone can come along. I think that could definitely be our time. I said it might be this time, but we're growing more and more. So when we go to France, you're all coming with us. We're going to take some coaches, get on the Eurostar, fill the planes. We'll all go together, and we'll make it happen now.
Stuart, I can feel your enthusiasm, and as I say, we were part of that event on Friday. What a moment, and what a weekend in Tunbridge Wells. Also on the line is Lawrence Lambert, a Subbuteo collector. He's a toy expert. You're going to recognise him, perhaps not on the radio, but he's very often on television on programmes like Cash in the Attic and Antiques Roadshow. Lawrence, good morning. You were down with us on Friday. What did you make of the event?
Good morning, Mike. I've still got a sore throat over the weekend. The amount of people that I've been talking to about the event is magnificent. Stuart and the team did a fantastic job. And, looking back, I made it out early to you guys on an early morning train from London. And the first thing I came across was a train guard noticed my Subbuteo badge. And instead of collecting the tickets, he talked to me for about half an hour. I got to Orpington, right? And suddenly, Japanese fans and Spanish fans were getting on the train with their scarves.
Incredible.
Now, I once met the great Peter Osgood, played for Chelsea in England in the 70s. And he told me when England went to the World Cup in Mexico in 1970, they walked the streets of Guadalajara during the day before the later kickoff in the afternoon. And he came across so many personalities from different countries and fans from different countries. And you know what? I had the same experience in Tunbridge Wells on Friday.
It was incredible. And I'm not, as I mentioned to you, I'm not a massive footy fan, but it was really hard not to get drawn in to the excitement of what was going on in that Subbuteo World Cup. What were the best moments for you and the most interesting conversations you had with players?
Well, I mean, I could pick one of 1,000, really, Mike, for the simple reason that the vibe, as Stewart explained about the Royal Victoria when we set up for the Vets on Friday, the vibe was incredible. As I said, personalities of players, some I recognised, and also the variations on where they represented their countries, all the way from Gibraltar right through to Japan. And I saw them in the street as well later on during the day. I went back after we did our broadcast, after many hours, I went back and they were still playing at 6. We were building up to their crescendo, their final. And it was just a fantastic atmosphere, loads of connections, and a fantastic vibe. And then, of course, we went down to the Amelia Scott Centre for the draw in the evening from 7 o'clock. Again, lots of players that represented their countries during Friday were there. There were some minor celebrities, including me, and the dignitaries, of course. And Mark Edoff, Peter's son was there, who I got a chance to meet face-to-face for the first time after all our connections over the years. The draw, and then we went in downstairs into the exhibition centre, which the guys had set up at the Amelia Scott for the history of Subbuteo. And I'm happy to say my clip on the Antiques Roadshow is on the screen. So I was part of the whole homage to a fantastic experience. It was great.
Yeah, really wonderful, wonderful weekend for anyone involved with that and for the programme as well, this programme on Friday. And what a delight to meet you as well. Well, we'll hold on to that. 2 years' time, it's going to be in France. But you heard there Lawrence Lambert, Subbuteo collector and toy expert from programmes like Cash in the Attic and Antique Roadshow. Also, our thanks once again to Stewart Grant, the organiser of the Subbuteo World Cup, which happened in Tunbridge Wells, the birthplace of the same game. This is BBC Radio Kent. Now, in just